Hello and welcome to the Orange Couch. This video will show you how our website is used from a client's perspective, starting with creating and customizing your profile and moving on to interacting with other users and managing your trips. Let us begin. We don't have an account yet, so we'll have to create one. We start with a username and password and move on to more personal information, such as name and date of birth. We can also choose a profile picture. And this time, I think I want to be George Clooney. Now I have to register an address. I start by choosing my country from a pre-selected list, and then write down the name of my state, city, street and number, and a zip code. These last ones are all optional, but is strongly encouraged if you want other people to find you and be able to host them. At last, you click that yes, you are willing to host. Now let's log in. You simply input your username and password in the appropriate fields, click login, and there you go. On the left side, you see your full name, profile picture, gender, age, and your primary address. Now, George Clooney doesn't really look 59, so we'll go to the profile editing page and change that to something a little more appropriate. You can see your profile has been updated as soon as you come back to the home page. But now let's move to friends. I go back to the profile editing page and click on Add Address. I input my address just like before and click to both add it as my primary one and allow people to visit me there. I can also edit existing addresses, choosing, for example, not to host people in the United States anymore and to add my house's number to it. Our last piece of profile customization comes from answering questions about ourselves. In the Answer Questions page, you can choose answers from a number of alternatives, or you can skip the question. You'll also be able to choose how important you consider that answer when describing yourself to other users. The last 5 questions you answered will show up on the left side of your home page under your profile information. If you want to change one of your answers, you can go to Edit Your Answers, choose the question you want, and then simply answer it again. Now let's move on to number 2, interacting with other users. The first way to do that is through adding friends. So we use the Look for Friends function at the right side of the page to look for Eduardo Campos, a member of our group. Then we just go to his profile and click Add as Friend. Logging in as Eduardo, we'll see a new friend request from George Clooney, which we can choose to either accept or decline. Who will accept? You also have the option of unfriending someone at any time you want, and it requires no confirmation from them. Another way of interaction is through messages. Right now, we're sending one to our good friend Obama. The last form of user interaction that doesn't directly involve trips is a friend feedback. A friend feedback is a rating of 1 to 5 stars, along with a message that you leave a friend and that other users can see on his profile page. And here it is. Finally, let's schedule a trip. To do that, you choose country, state, and city you want to go to, the last 2 being optional, and then choose the start and end date for your trip. You can make those dates flexible if you want, which will probably give you more matches. A quick aside, our algorithm works by applying 5 filters. The first being that the host is either a friend or a friend of the user. the second, third, and fourth being that they live in the same country, state, and city respectively that the user is looking for, and the fifth being that they won't be traveling during the dates. The third and fourth filter can be skipped, and the fifth filter can be at least loosened. Okay, we have two matches. Obama with a higher match percentage who lives in Washington, D.C., and Jassy from Roebuck with a lower match percentage. But we'll message her because we've never been to Roebuck before. We then try to schedule a trip, but can't because we'd have to be friends before that could be done. Now let's try to schedule a trip with Obama. Accidentally, I input the year 2014, which is in the past. Fortunately, the system knows that, so it'll print me an error message and not schedule the trip. We try again, and are successful this time. Inputting the year 2017, we get no error message. As Obama, we can see a notification for a new trip request on our homepage, which we can click. By doing it, we access a page where we can either accept the trip, message the user who sent the request to us, or cancel it completely. We accept it this time, but later decide that we'd like to add a meeting place to it, so that we don't get lost. For that, you click on Change Plans, and then simply add the meeting place and click Confirm. As George Clooney, we've just received an email from Steven Spielberg saying we have to go to a new movie. So even though we'd like to accept the new plans, we have to cancel the trip. We do it, and afterwards, you see that the trip is gone from our homepage. Finally, Obama has a past trip he hasn't left a feedback yet, so we're gonna do that. Host and guest feedback work just like the friend feedback, but you can leave more than one per person and per friend. Again, we can see our feedback on the person's profile page. Oh, one more thing. If you found a problem with the website, you can leave a bug report with a subject and description, and we'll be sure to take a look at it. Thank you for watching this video, and we hope you enjoy your stay at the Orange Couch.